morning, Swirly Nation. And welcome back to the Silver Stick Finals from Port Huron, Michigan. We are here in the, I keep forgetting the McMillan Center. It's a beautiful arena, home of the Port Huron Prowlers, for the second round robin game in the first in pool play for the Pittsburgh Penguins Elite. This morning's matchup at the Silver Sticks will be the number one ranked junior Canadians of Toronto against your Pittsburgh Penguins Elite. I'm joined here in the oven by the Commodore himself, George Pearsall.
Good morning, Jeremy.
How are we doing, Commodore?
Oh, you know what? I'm doing fine, but my son's not in goal against the number one ranked team in Canada. That would be you. How are you doing this morning?
I am good. I am excellent.
Okay.
I am confident. Squish seems ready to go. He was in a good mood this morning. Got a good night's sleep.
I had breakfast right next to him. He just seemed calm, and
yeah,
I don't think much gets to him, right?
Steady Eddie. Yeah, calm, cool, collected.
All the things that you're not, right?
Right. All the things that right now I'm not. We also had a pregame conversation about the chat. The beautiful Carolyn Pearsall winning the race to first commenter.
Yeah, the most
beating out Anne Stephanie.
Yeah, and that's a trend now, right?
Yeah.
Once it can happen, but now the most beautiful woman in the world, Carolyn Pearsall, one-upping Anne Steffi. I think just something that maybe Anne Steffi needs to be aware of moving forward, that she does have some competition. And speaking of competition, this team, number one ranked Canadians team, Jeremy, they come in ranked number one in Canada, knowing that the Canadian hockey market is what it is. They could be the number one ranked team in the world. And
yeah.
the Penguins come in ranked second in the U.S., so we're going to see really a battle of titans here, U.S. versus Canada. Some competing styles, no doubt, but promises to be an exciting Friday morning matchup.
Yeah, beautiful Friday morning here in Port Huron. We woke up right along the river, basically lakefront, looking right up at the bridge over to Sarnia. And we're going to have number one in Canada versus number two in the U.S., and they're coming off a big win, the Junior Canadians, over Mid-Fairfield.
Yeah.
Number one in the U.S. So
the 3-2 victory last night over the Mid-Fairfield team.
We expect a lot of good games. Starting lines for the Penguins brought to you by the training table at the Lemieux Sports Complex. In net, as mentioned, number one, the Squish Tender. On defense, 88, Danny Foster, and number 10, Rowan Burrows. Hold on a second. Your forwards, number 18, Lucas Jones. 17, Zach Brenneman, and 92, Tyler Bolus. My clock is not running.
14:53 here in the first period remaining. And the puck is dropped.
All right, I don't know what's going on. We may not have clock here, folks.
Canadians send it down to the Penguin zone. It's Brenneman who breaks it up to Lucas Jones. Jones sends it in deep, and it's going to be Bolus who goes after it.
All right, we'll have the scoreboard, but it doesn't look like we're going to have clock. I don't know what's going on with my clock here, but I'll work on it. Puck rolls all the way down on Squish. He'll get a little cover, a little touch there. We're 33 seconds in. Pens will go to a line change, as will the Toronto Junior. I will call them Montreal at least 45 times today.
How do you not?
They are not Montreal.
Okay.
They are the Toronto Junior Canadians. Puck is worked to the point man. A little bit of pressure. There's Schweitzer freeing it up for Pearsall. Pearsall across to Flume. Flume looking for a streaking Pearsall. It'll trickle all the way in on net. Their net defended also by a number one. Lee, the goaltender for the Junior Canadians, able to cover that one up.
Battle of ones here. Okay. Lee, I know that name, right? I think he's, did he play on maybe one of the Toronto Brick teams, I'm guessing?
I don't know.
Okay.
I do not know. It'll be Pearsall taking the faceoff. One back behind by Toronto. And Try something
Oh, boy.
real quick.
Here we go. One-on-one into the Penguin zone.
Into the Pen zone. And what a shoulder save, and the squish tender taken out on the play.
Boy, did you see that? Oh.
They're going to get in this kitchen as one will ring off the top of the post. So Squish, I think maybe with that point shot by Wu there, struggled to maybe get back on his line as he was wiped out by a Canadian on-charging forward. So a puck will come in front. Great tie-up. What a play was that, Flume?
Oh, my goodness.
That might be the play of the game so far.
Yeah. D'Angelo, not always known for his defensive game. Obviously an offensive threat, but D'Angelo Flume's responsible defensively there. My goodness. And that's winning hockey when your top offensive players, Jeremy, start making those huge plays on the back end. What a play.
The junior Canadians will work it down in the Penguin zone. And we get a stop and play. Sorry, folks. I am trying to fix the scoreboard here for us.
Speaking of beautiful women, Jeremy, Grandma Stetz wishing the squish tender a successful morning. As is everybody in Pens Nation, right?
Yes. I'm going to get out and back in. When things don't work, you just unplug them and replug them.
That's it. Here comes Carlson. Carlson with the creating the turnover, but the Canadians are going to be the team to come away with it.
Puck will be worked down low in the Canadian end as they regroup.
And that's going to go for an icing.
Okay.
Canadians come into this game, Jeremy, with a record of 45-4 in 2. Yes, 45 wins, 4 losses, and 2 ties. Of their 4 losses, 1 came against Mid-Fairfield earlier in the year, and 3 losses to the Vaughan Kings. So Vaughan Kings are really the only team thus far to have their number a bit. A dominant Toronto Junior Canadians team. Now it's going to be the Canadians who play the puck back into the Penguin zone. Nice play by Pelly. Pelly corrals the puck and looks up ice. Looks to feed it up, and it's going to be Brenneman. Brenneman across the blue line. Puck stripped of him, and here go the Canadians. 2-on-2.
Back the other direction they come, winding and firing one in front of the net on a backhand pass that was read well and cut off by the Pens back checking. Back checking will be something I think we need to keep an eye on in this one. As the big forward for Toronto comes weaving through.
Here we go.
Penguins, it'll be Jones coming up the right wing side, playing it deep into the junior Canadian end. Jones will be after it. His centering pass looking for D'Angelo Flume. Just behind him, it'll come back to the Penguin line for Foster. Over to Flume. Flume with a saucy play to Burrows. Burrows up the opposite side. Wu will pick that one off. Tosses it deep into the Penguins end behind the squish tender. Burrows rides a player to the outside. Then spins off of it, looking and battling down low. I love the compete level right now for Burrows. As the Canadians pull it off the wall, trying a centering pass. Excellent defensive break up there.
2-on-1.
And the Penguins get a 2-on-1. It's Schweitzer looking across. Pearsall, forehand. He pulled it back into forehand, and the goaltender just got the pad over on the glove hand side to kick that one behind the net.
Nice play by Schweitzer there to feed the puck over to Pearsall. Handcuffed him a bit, but able to get a shot up off the post, I think.
It'll be Pearsall coming through the middle of the zone. No control along the wall, working it low to high. Love that. Shot by Chappell goes to the opposite corner. It'll be the OG. The Fighting Planets will be coming out as they play give and go out of the corner with Flume.
Love that backhand look by Flume to Golnack in the slot, Jeremy.
Toss up the center. A rolling puck will be gathered by Halliday there. Halliday in over the line. My.
I don't know about that. Jeremy,
an offside call.
Part of the strategy you can see so far here for the Penguins, they seem to be shooting one of the wingers out to the far blue line, and so far it seems to be effective. You see that 2-on-1 with Schweitzer and Pearsall. You saw another play there earlier with Brenneman and Bolus, so maybe that's part of Verbeek's game plan here this morning.
It'll be Carlson across to Halliday for a shot. Twisted in on net. He was looking 5-hole. The goaltender able to shut that one down. No battle along the boards. It's Track. Working it all along the wall. Great job of keeping it in by the Penguin defenseman. Tries for the middle. Golnack back to Track. Shot one in front. Bouncing puck is corralled by the defense and reversed to the opposite side where Jimmy Halliday with a perfect read. able to get to the puck and gum things up along the boards. He's supported well by Carlson, but the puck taken by the Canadians.
Nice stick.
Beautiful stick by Pelly. Turns it the other way. It's Carlson.
Oh, boy.
To the corner. Centering one. Off the backhand of Halliday. Back to the corner, but now it's Pelly corralling it at the point. Around one, weaving in, shot, rebound, batted about and covered up by the goaltender.
Boy, the Penguins with a couple good bounces there. The Canadians player tried to strip it from Carlson, bumped it right back to him, and never a good idea to give the puck back to Jack Carlson. And then Cameron Pelly with a electric play there at the point, able to walk in and get a low, hard shot on net. Penguins fighting for that rebound.
Faceoff will be Jones on the far Canadian dot. I've been impressed thus far with the Penguins game.
Yep. Uh-oh.
But a potential 3-on-1 here as the Canadians weave in. Looking good. Back pressure. Rowan Burrows with the next great play for the Penguins. We saw it from Flume, and that time we see it from Burrows.
Yeah. Burrows, and you know what I liked? Foster playing that 3-on-1 perfectly, sort of edging that guy to the side, the puck carrier. Keeping him out of harm's way, and that allowed time for Burrows to come back and make that defensive stop.
Point shot will be
nice puck move.
Blocked by the Canadians, and they come through the neutral zone. Everybody touches it, but the Penguins break it up. Spinning it right back the other direction. Here's Brenneman out of his own end. He is hot, tied down. That could have been a slew foot there.
Sure could have.
As I felt like his head was driven pretty hard into the ice there.
Yeah,
hopefully he's okay.
Struggling to get back to the bench here.
As the Canadians will be offside. I don't like the way that elbow was up high.
No.
Driving back on the head with the feet in behind.
That's right. Jeremy,
hopefully he's good to go.
For the Canadians here, the right wing, number 9, Matteo Giorgi. Going to be very familiar to a lot of these Penguins players as he played on the Pennsylvania Brick team. Number 9, that Matteo Giorgi, a talented player, and he has the puck now.
The Canadians try to make a 3-on-2 backside feed that just misses the twig. And here come the Penguins through. Potential 3-on-2. Flume defended from behind, but stays right with it. Pulling it to the forehand. His heavy drive is kicked away. Pearsall battling in the corner. It'll pop free to Schweitzer. Schweitzer up off the glass. Now swatting at it. It's a hand pass.
Pearsall
if the Penguins
can't touch
touch it.
There we
but
go.
The Canadians
good.
will. So we continue on. Massa up through center, but rejected by the stick of Chappie, and the Pens will be offside there at the Canadian line. With 8:03 to go here in the first frame, it's a 0-0 tie live from Silver Sticks.
And a pretty even game so far. And I'm not going to go through the unofficial shots yet, but I'd say they're probably even, whatever those shots are. So good opportunities from both teams. And that's what you want to see in this type of matchup.
And we are here from McMorran Place, the site of the championship games later on this weekend on Sunday. Hopefully we'll be bringing those to you. A real spectacle. They do a phenomenal job in those championship games. You have a son who's played in one.
Yeah, they have the fireworks and everything, right?
Yeah.
Players coming out of the smoke.
7 different kinds of smoke.
Okay.
You remember that movie?
No.
It was awesome. Bringing these 7 different kinds of smoke. As Carlson weaves through at center. Can the Penguins get odd man? Here it is across to Halliday, and his shot finds the paraphernalia of Lee.
Boy, oh boy, you see that stretch pass. Carlson at that far blue line. Golnack finds him in stride. Carlson able to get the blue line, get into the zone, and he finds Halliday. Always a good idea when you get Jimmy Halliday in the slot. The puck with some time and space, and great scoring chance there for the Penguins. I'd say the Penguins own the better of the chances so far here.
Yep. Unable to solve lead just yet. The Canadians have had some rushes, but they just didn't kind of connect on a couple. So here's an individual play that comes through the crease of the squish tender and out the other side. Bolus fans on a cross ice pass. It's picked up by Toronto, and back in they come. A winding and firing the squish tender will gobble that one up. As again, we see a player come through the top of that crease, getting close to squish after he makes a save.
Yeah.
We'll keep an eye on that. Will the referees control it?
Yeah.
You can't run the goaltenders.
No. And you have to think, is he trying to get maybe a retaliation penalty from the Penguins? Maybe squish, throw with a blocker?
As a heavy blast is blocked by Jones. He'll chip it out to center. Smith for the Canadians. A D-to-D play to reverse the angle of attack. And the Canadians will fire it in the far side, rimming it around behind the squish tender to be picked up by Bros on the near side.
Nice
Good
pass.
breakout by the Penguins as they go up off the glass and out to center. Coming back, Zhang for the Canadians between the defense, in on Squish, who gets a cover.
What a play there. Squish coming out to cover that puck, get the face off.
And it looked like he was going to go take the face off there for a second.
That's right. Jeremy, number 24, defenseman here for the Canadians, O'Rourke. I think most people look at him as being one of the best defensemen in this berth year. So I think he's actually from Dallas, maybe?
Yeah, I believe a Texan, from what I understand, as they try to pull it around Squish, he gets a stick to it. And he gets a stick up high from a Canadian there.
Yeah.
So again, there's that player in the kitchen. We'll see what that brings. As Flume swipes at one. He couldn't quite get control. Bouncing puck is corralled beautifully by Foster. Tapped in by Schweitzer, and the Penguins are back in the Toronto zone. I did it. That was the first one.
It's hard not to.
First of many. This time a stretch play by the Canadians is broken up well, and the Penguins are back the other direction. Off the stick of Pearsall. Right to Flume for a drive. Pearsall driving and looking for the rebound. It bounced over the twig. And back come the Canadians, a 2-on-3, forced to the outside by Flume. Now defended by Chappell. The puck will come in. Great pounce there by Caruso to break it up, and the Penguins are out the center.
The Penguins looking to get some fresh bodies. Tired.
You get two off.
Yeah, I got to get these
and
bodies
a third.
Quickly.
So the Fighting Planet's able to get a change as Chappie keeps things to the outside. Here's that defense when you're talking about O'Rourke circles. He fires it across the zone. The puck will bounce over the stick of a Canadian there. Tossing it back to the point. Penguins maybe catch a break. Here comes Halliday. Poking it past the defense. He'll get to it with an angle. Carrying around behind. In front for Golnack. Broken up by Smiles, I think his name is, of the Canadians. What a great last name if I read that right.
Boy, the speed there from Halliday, Jeremy. Just absolutely exploding in behind the defense of the Toronto Junior Canadians team. And able to get that puck. Sending it in front. I think he was looking for Golnack. By the way, speaking of Smiles, at one point Owen Golnack's nickname was Smiles.
Smiles Golnack.
Because he smiles all the time. He's a happy camper. And if I played as well as he did, I'd smile too.
Now, do you think he prefers Smiles or the OG?
Probably the OG.
The OG. As Carlson goes forward and it just misses the stick of Halliday, goes wide of the net. Halliday able to react quickly and pick it up in the corner. He'll find Golnack. Golnack to Carlson. Carlson twists and turns. Now Golnack up to the point for Pelly. Pelly with a move. One way, now the other. Sending one wide of the cage on the near side. Carlson battling in the corner, supported by Halliday as the Canadians go up off the glass, kept in by Track. We've said that a couple times already. Here's Halliday twisting it in front. Good job by the Penguins with this F3. That's Golnack disrupting as a 3-on-3 develops. They'll weave inside, one side up the other, and a shot will go up into the netting behind Squish for another stop and play.
Well, 2 or 3 times on that shift, you see Owen Golnack. He's there to support his center. Jack had the puck down low, lost control. Owen was there to get it back. The puck came up to the point. One of our defensemen pinched in. I think it was Lyndon Track. Who is it covering up? Owen Golnack. He has a PhD in hockey, Jeremy. He just knows where to be.
Puck controlled by Smith and rimmed around by Wu of the Canadians. They read it well. You can tell that's a type of a set play. As the wing able to get to that half wall. Now behind the cage. Toronto out in front. A one-timer blocked by Jones. Brenneman to it. He'll swipe it up the near side and it'll clear. Jones battling at center. Puck pop free Brenneman. Brenneman up for Bolus. Bolus trying to spin it in front. It goes off of his skate into the area behind the net. And the first one to it, you guessed it, was Zach Brenneman. He gets stick lifted and pinned against the wall. Back come Toronto through center. 3-on-2 developing here. Carried to the outside. Left in the high slot. Wu will pick it up along the wall. He'll lift it up off the glass and into the netting. And that faceoff will come out of the zone again.
Yeah, some good back and forth pressure there. And you're right. You see Zach Brenneman. That puck dumped in deep, Jeremy. And he's able to slither around that player, around the defenseman, and get that possession, that body position. Just that explosiveness, right? In games like this where speed is so important, you know, you have to think a player like Zach Brenneman is going to do something big here this morning.
I want to thank everybody for joining us here on Cine TV, and let's make sure we are subscribed to the channel. Hit the subscribe button. Again, 60% of the people who watch, not subscribers, so do us a favor, hit the subscribe button.
Are you kidding me?
I want to also take a second here to shout out to all the moms. We've talked about the chat blowing up with moms all of a sudden. We got Tracy Caruso and Ronnie Pelly joining us on the chat, watching their star children play here in a big-time matchup at Silver Sticks. It'll be the Canadians into the Pens end. Bros and a player come together, get tied up. The Canadian falls, Bros plays on, and will battle for it in the corner here, support by Pearsall.
You can't see it on camera, but Ryan Schweitzer at the far blue line, and he's drugged the opposing Canadians defenseman out with him.
A shot off the blocker of the squish tender from on top of the circles. Good job tracking that one. As it'll be poked free. Here come the Penguins. A 2-on-1 developing. It'll be a 3-on-2. Actually, as Pearsall looks to the high slot, good stick by the defense of the junior Canadian.
I think they were tired at the end of that shift. You don't want to see those bodies caught out too long.
A 2-on-2 develops. A shot blocked by Chappie. Sent right up. Here comes Halliday. Halliday in onside play. 3 on-charging Canadians turn him back, but he maintains possession. To the point for Chappie. His heavy shot off of a stick right to Carlson in front. Batted away by the Canadians. Here's Caruso. He'll look. He'll fire. His shot blocked. He plays it then to the corner. Carlson looking to give and go off the wall with Halliday. Good defensive play there by the Canadians to break it up, and back they come. The counterattack of the Canadians here is Wang inside of Caruso by himself, and he'll fire one glove hand side. He broke free. Not quite a breakaway, but he got free of the Penguins defense and finishes with a nicely placed wrist shot to the glove hand side.
Yeah, boy, oh boy. The speed there from Wang. Able to dangle that puck into the inside. Boy, oh boy. Just a skill play, right? A play of some speed and some strength there, moving that puck into the middle. And Squish out on the top of his crease.
I was just going to say, I noticed he looked like good positioning, just a better shot, and that's what happens when you have excellent hockey players. It's why games don't end 0-0 or shots like that.
That's right.
So the Penguins will look to counterattack it. And you've mentioned, I think the Penguins have had the better of the scoring chances. There we let a Canadian get loose, get in on us, right?
Yep.
But the Penguins have had some odd man rushes, and they're just going to have to solve Lee here.
Yep, and guess what? The Canadians there, they were able to capitalize on one of their odd man chances. A team of this skilled, they're going to, a certain number of times. So the Penguins going to have to respond in kind. When they get those chances, they're going to have to bury them.
Here come the Penguins. A pass will go off the backhand of Halliday, a bit behind him from the OG, and back come the Canadians. A Fandon clear. Second attempt will get it to the Penguin line, but there's Track. Track all the way across for Halliday. It goes off of his skate and stick area. And the Canadians will get control and dump it in. Behind the cage, it'll be Track. He tries to go up the wall.
You're
blocked.
Announcing the goal here. By the way, you're going to have an intermission here after the first period.
That's right, intermission after the first. We'll break away for a second as Jones, hopefully it's a tied first, as the Penguins looking to strike here at the very end. Brenneman couldn't quite gather it, but his back pressure forces it free. Try to force it in over the line of the Canadian end. Pulling it to the middle. Playing it back, what a play! Bowl is popping free. Just couldn't quite get to it. He was tied up.
What a little chip pass by Brenneman there.
Oh, phenomenal play, and cleared by the Canadians. They have time, 3 seconds. As they'll wind, they'll fire. It'll roll in on Squish, and he will get a cover. So we will head off, and last game we saw the Penguins with a 1-0 lead, unable to keep a hold of it. Marley's able to make locker room adjustments in between the first and second period, strike in the second, strike again in the third, and come away with a 2-1 win. I would look for a similar response by the Penguins here. They've had a number of scoring chances, got to solve Lee. I'm sure Coach Verbeek has looked at a couple of things, going to make a few adjustments here, a few adjustments there, and try to counterattack what the Canadians are doing successfully.
That's right, and I think it has been a pretty even affair, right? Notwithstanding the one one goal there for the Canadians, the unofficial Commodore shot clock, Jeremy, 7 shots apiece. So I think that kind of is symbolic of what we've seen, back and forth action. So Yeah, you're right. You hope that the Penguins can respond similar to the way the Marlies did yesterday, right? They went into that intermission, like you said, down 1-0. They reloaded, and they came back and were able to figure out the Penguins. So I think the Penguins looking to do the same thing here. And, yeah, it should be a great next 2 periods. My goodness.
Yeah, it's been an excellent first, up and down the line. Canadians will take a 1-0 lead to the intermission here. During the intermission, let's talk a little bit about where we're sitting. Not only is this the Cine TV oven, the world-famous Cine TV oven, the traveling oven.
That's right.
Right? But it's also the Doc Emmerich broadcast booth.
I know. Isn't that crazy?
Here at McMorran Place.
Did he sit in these very seats that we're sitting in calling Trevor Edwards goals?
Perhaps.
Oh, my goodness.
Perhaps. Now, I am thinking there is a possibility. I see the other side. The broadcast booth we were in yesterday. We switched up, changed a little mojo.
Yeah.
No name on that one yet. I'm thinking the oven.
Yes, the Cine TV
the
oven.
Cine TV oven.
Yes.
I think we need to figure out, talk to the rink here and see if we can't get the Cine TV oven opposite the Doc Emmerich. Because at some point in time, people are going to forget kind of who Doc Emmerich was.
I agree.
I mean, 10, 20 years down the road. But Cine TV is going to live forever.
That's right. It's immortal, right? It's immortal. So, yeah. I mean, obviously, Doc Emmerich, right? These are big shoes to fill here as we sit in this booth. And again, I'm not sure. Maybe someone in the chat can tell us, is he from Port Huron? Like, why is this broadcast booth that we're in named the Doc Emmerich broadcast booth, right?
Yeah, I don't know. A beautiful barn, though. This is a little old school, stands on both sides. But, I mean, what do you think the capacity might be here?
I've heard it's like 5,000.
5,000?
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. Maybe 4 or 5.
And you know what? These seats, they got the cushions, the flip-down seats with the cushions. I think they're more comfortable than they are at the PPG Paints Arena.
I agree. And also, like, with the Prowlers, look, they've got, like, club seats down low.
Yeah, they do.
And you can probably buy a nice ticket to the Prowlers games. Sit down and I'm guessing they may have waitress service down there.
Yeah.
Bring you a frosty cold beverage. Also lining the walls here. So kind of an interesting barn where the stands are offset a little bit.
Yeah.
Up high, back a bit, but they've put some like club areas, it looks like, in the corners.
Yeah.
Done a real nice job. I would love to see, something like this in the Pittsburgh area.
Boy, oh boy. They talk about at UPMC putting in a third sheet. And maybe having that sheet shared by, like, RMU or something like that, right? Where it's a true, facility to host that type of event. Obviously, the Penguins at the FedEx rink is gorgeous, but something like this that really has that 3,000-4,000 capacity seating venue.
And you know what we could get? The rodeo.
Well, is that something that we want?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, who doesn't want a rodeo?
Well, you know what? I think there's probably some rodeo fans out there in Pittsburgh, and that would make them very happy. Clearly, you're one of them, right?
I do truly enjoy every once in a while turning on the bull riding or a little barrel racing.
So maybe the monster trucks. The first time I ever went to the Civic Arena, back when it was the Civic Arena, it wasn't for a Penguins game, Jeremy. It was for the monster truck show.
Nice.
Yeah. So
and that's a huge draw here in Pittsburgh. I would think the rodeo might have a little difficulty selling out a PPG Paints type facility unless it's like the big show.
Okay, yeah.
But I think there's some local rodeos that could probably handle 5,000-6,000 people.
Okay, so we have some information on the chat now.
Okay.
So this is via Wiki. Doc Emmerich began sportscasting professionally in 1973 when he was hired by the Port Huron Flags.
Huh.
And the general manager, Morris Snyder, to do the play-by-play for their radio station.
And the Port Huron Flags, were they a WHL team, I think?
I think they were an IHL. And that's, again, Trevor Edwards did log one season for, so I wonder if there was some overlap there. But, Trevor did play a season for the Flags before it was, I think the team name changed. But thank you. We had some help there on the chat from Onyx. We appreciate it. That's the power of the nation.
And I love that he put a reference in there to make sure we knew where it came from. Wiki. Like, that's a studious person right there. I love that.
Yeah. It's what do they call that? A bibliography, right?
Yeah, like
providing the references.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good.
I like it.
Model citizen. So.
That was no AI generated.
That wasn't chatbot or something?
Right.
No? Okay.
Although, speaking of, if you get a chance, go on Cine TV. I know you're on there now. After the game, go out yesterday, the Holy Cannoli video comes out.
Oh, boy.
The Holy Cannoli video, and talk about the beauty of AI. I was able to create a cannoli in a 30 Penguins jersey for the Holy Cannoli video.
Are you kidding
You
me?
have to go check it out. It is phenomenal. I think I can probably show you the Holy Cannoli
How do you even do
image.
that? There's a
But go and check out the Holy Cannoli. It's 3 of Ryland's probably 350 amazing saves yesterday.
oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, look at that.
And then the Holy Cannoli video is up and live, so give that one a look-see.
Oh my god, that was where he made
There's-
that sequence of 3 saves in
Yep.
a row. Yeah. Folks,
And-
you got to check it out.
And then there's a second cannoli. So there's double cannolis.
Oh
There's
my
the
goodness.
second one.
That's some cream on top too, right? Oh my gosh.
So check out the Holy Cannoli video on YouTube on Cine TV. Share it with your friends. You can also find it on the Twitter and the Facebook if you follow Cine TV.
Mm-hmm.
You can retweet those or share the posts with your friends. So
Absolutely. Now, Jeremy, you think that the Penguins now, they employed that strategy in that period of sending the far side winger, right? Cheating the zone a bit, trying to spread out the defense. What does the Canadians do? What do they do to adapt to that, right? Is there something they can do, or is it just a matter of, hey, I got to drop one of our defensemen back and make it a 4-on-4 in the offensive zone? I mean, is there a counter?
So I think the Pens are doing a good job of timing it. They've got 5 guys in the zone, and they try to spring somebody out. I think the Canadians obviously have to stay aware. Now, it'll depend on if they want to get aggressive, because if you want to get aggressive, the Penguins fly a player and don't get possession, you get a power play till that player gets back.
Okay.
So you're going to create 10 and 15-second power plays for yourself if you want to be aggressive.
Yeah.
And then what I would do, what I think you counterattack it with, is having your defense read it and run more of like a center point defense. And if that player sneaks, whatever defenseman's on that side goes with him. The other kid switches back to more of a center point type position,
Yeah.
which allows you to still attack and keep pucks in the zone. Because that's the one thing I've noticed a couple times where maybe the Penguins flew somebody up the one side. If that defenseman backs off, there were a couple rolling pucks that maybe got out of the defensive zone for the Penguins that maybe don't.
Yes.
Because that defender's worried about the guy behind him.
Cheating
So,
out. Yeah.
it's definitely an interesting strategy. I know our 10s have employed it in the past as well. It's kind of the first time the 11s are doing it. And I would expect both teams to make slight adjustments to it because of that. Hey, as the Canadians adjust, the Pens are going to have to adjust. I'm sure they tried to do a little bit of that through the period. I'm sure Coach Verbeek saw it, and he'll have some ideas for the boys as well. Maybe cutting in front and staying up high to keep them further back.
Yep.
Maybe delaying your release so you don't create that 5-on-4 against. So there's a lot of different things that you can take a look at there.
Yeah, one of the things that I liked about the way Coach Verbeek did it, he didn't just have a body at the far blue line all time.
No.
He, would kind of send him strategically, right? So I think when you do it that way, you can catch them off guard more versus like, every time you go on the ice, you're sending somebody to the far blue line. That's easier to defend. It's easier to see coming.
Right.
But I liked the idea, sort of that surprise, move. And when executed properly, it's hard to defend. When I don't want to, talk about my past glory, but when I was playing for the much heralded red team, the red intramural team at Penn State, we used to employ a similar tactic, and again, executed to perfection. No one missed more breakaways than I did that year. So, again, if you can get it out there, the blue team was our nemesis. Okay, yeah, the blue team was always tough, but the red team, we had a couple championships based largely on that play. So, Coach Verbeek going into his bag of tricks, and no doubt he has a number up his sleeve. So we'll see what he has in store as the players now coming back onto the ice for periods 2 and 3.
So they get a little rest. I'm curious. They probably took maybe a little bit of gear off, cool the body off a little bit after a hard-fought first period. Snacks, something I didn't necessarily think of, might not have been a bad idea for the squish tender. I don't know if they had any in the locker room. But
so I know number 12 and number 97, because they both were in my room, they have a Cinnamon Toast Crunch granola bar.
Okay.
Which I don't know if you've had them before, Jeremy.
They're glorious.
Oh, my goodness, yeah. So that's what they're going to have between periods here. And I should have packed one for us for the booth because here we are working away during the intermission. We need some fuel as well.
So the Penguins will make their way back on the ice along with the junior Canadians. No formal warm-up here in between periods, which I think could be a difficult thing. I think early on getting a couple shots through on Lee would be a good thing for the Penguins, as the goaltenders are going to have an adjustment coming out of the locker room and not seeing a puck. I mean, they haven't seen a puck through a full ice cut, and I mean, Squish made a save kind of later on in that third period or that first period, but not having seen some rubber, been sitting on the bench a little bit. We'll see how the goalies respond.
That's right. Yeah, and you think, when similar to when a goalie comes off the bench, maybe, during a game when the one goalie gets pulled, right? You're kind of coming in cold. A similar scenario here is both goalies now going back into the net. They haven't seen a shot here, either of them, in 15 or 20 minutes. So it's certainly something that they're going to be looking for early. Maybe some easy pucks on net to start, right, just to get the feel back.
Did we just fill the whole intermission with our beautiful banter?
I think so.
And I was a little worried what we were going to do.
And it was beautiful banter. I have some text messages, people telling me that they appreciate the banter.
Good.
So
it's always good to feel appreciated.
Yeah, that it is. So here we go. Penguins and Canadians back for period number 2.
And we are underway as Pearsall on the faceoff. It'll be controlled by the Canadians. One thing you mentioned yesterday, we'll keep it on, the ice condition after a cut, no warm-up. Will there be puddles?
Yep.
Will the puck stick? I think we might have seen that on a dump in there by the Penguins. As it's worked high to the point. Back the other side, a shot will come in. Squish will make that save. Rebound poked past by Bros, but unable to clear all the way. It'll be Foster behind the net. Back in front. Bros will deflect it, and there's an opportunity. There's one that maybe gets out because Schweitzer was forcing that defender back.
Yeah, Penguins get the clear because that defenseman had to cover Schweitzer.
The Canadian player running into Schweitzer, threw his arms up like, don't call a penalty. The referee listened. He did not. So we continue to play on. As its center feed comes in, backhander kicked away by the Squish tender.
Boy, what a kick save by Squish.
Uh-oh. And another shot will come in, and I was grabbing the replay of the save and didn't quite catch what happened there, but it looked like a shot from those hash marks.
Yeah, the Canadians player with speed out of the corner, Jeremy, able to win that race to the front of the net. And he had an open look on Squish. Yeah.
Again, looks like high top of the crease there. Just a clear open look, so.
Yeah, just a
inside the hash mark. That's where goal scorers score goals.
Yep.
So the Canadians have done so now for the second time as we weave back in. A shot will come up. That one will catch iron.
Yeah, what a shot there by O'Rourke.
The Canadians buzzing right now as it'll pop off the stick of Carlson, but he tracks it down. O'Rourke from one end to the other wins the race.
Did you see that? Had the shot at one end and was able to come back behind his own net, win that race. Holy moly.
Are the Canadians counterattacking this strategy here? I saw Caruso having to back off a little bit and cover a Canadian trying to squeak out. It'll be a cross-ice feed by Kolnak, coming free for a drive by Halliday that's gloved. So the Penguins with a bit more to climb back from now. Not the best start to period number 2, but we're answering with a good scoring chance there on a heavy shot from right inside the circles by Halliday.
Yeah, that's right. It was a nice pass. Golnak looking across, being patient, waiting for Halliday to open up. Able to get that puck over to him.
There's Georgie coming in. He feeds it through the Penguin zone. Catches the backhand of a junior Canadian, who possessed the corner before being dug out by Jones. He tried to fling it across to Brenneman. We battled for, and here's Pelly over for Jones.
Here we go, 2-on-1.
Jones steps on his stick, comes away with the puck. Up for Bolus's shot that'll go off the goaltender, I believe, and to the corner. Brenneman up with the forecheck as it's dumped in behind Squish. It'll come off the side of the cage and set up perfectly for Track. Track off the glass, just couldn't get full contact with it, but he stays with the play and comes away again. He'll find Flume. Flume winding, firing. His shot will ramp up off of a stick and into the netting behind the Canadian net.
Yeah, the Penguins now with a 2-goal deficit to climb out of. You've seen the Penguins overcome significantly more than that. So tons of time left, 1 goal at a time. I would say, though, Jeremy, the next goal is a big one.
Yes, the next goal will be huge as far as the outcome of the game is concerned. The other part is the potential goal differential issues. We mentioned, right now the Canadians are 1-0, the Penguins are 0-1 in the tournament. The other two teams each 1-1, and we play them both.
Yep.
So, 2 wins there, and everybody's 2-2 fighting for a spot. So, Penguins will hopefully come back in this one and make everything 1-1, and then the next 2 games will decide who escapes from this pool. But even with a potential loss, the Penguins still very much alive, and goal differential will be a big thing, so that makes that next goal even bigger, because every single one of them is going to potentially come into play here as the squish tender kicks out a puck and gets the rebound sent back in. He's able to get it covered.
Yeah, the Pearsall unit, 2 shifts here in the second period, both just struggling to get that puck on their stick and out of the zone. So hopefully Coach Verbeek taking notes there and finding ways to get that puck on the Penguin stick and out of the zone here, right?
It'll be the OG across to Halliday. Halliday gains the zone. In front for Carlson. It just missed him.
Yeah, nice play by the defenseman Wu to take his stick away.
As a puck comes in front off the goaltender, Carlson centering pass will be countered. I want to mention what a stop there by Caruso as well to make a play.
Oh, boy.
Finding Carlson in the corner. That time, Chappell able to dislodge the puck, and a bouncing puck thankfully avoids a stick and escapes to center. It'll be dumped in by the junior Canadians. Good communication as Caruso and Chappell communicate. Chappie will be back to dig the puck out. He's supported well by Carlson. He'll wedge it up the wall for Halliday, and the fighting plan is to try to escape the zone. They couldn't quite do so. Kept in by Toronto. Behind is Caruso now. He'll reverse to Chappie. Chappie behind his own net, using the net for some protection, creating some spaces. Sauce clear, goes off of a glove, thankfully to center, and is picked up now by Carlson. Faking one way, darting the other as he gets control in the corner. Carries behind the net, waiting for the Penguins to change behind him. Carlson able to possess the puck the entire time and get fresh bodies on for the Penguins, both up front and on defense. Here is Pelly now. We got that long change here in the second period. So getting hemmed in could be even more dangerous, George.
That's right. That's right. You see the Canadians now with the defenseman now back at the red line, not letting Bolus on this shift get anywhere near behind the defense.
A reversal by Track. Pelly and Track connected second time. And a saucy feed finds Brenneman. He'll have Bolus. He's knocked down, the arm is raised, and the Penguins are headed to the man advantage.
Well, the Penguins now, with a critical moment in this game, if they're going to get back into it, these power plays, going to be hard to come by. This is the first power play for either team. So it's going to be Pearsall, Flume, and Schweitzer up front, and Brose and Foster on the back end. Look for that shot from the point. Both Foster and Brose very good at sneaking that puck through, Jeremy. You heard it here first. Foster and Brose from the point.
Turkey meat table. The Penguins looking to make this a one-goal game again. 90 seconds will go up on the power play here. And D'Angelo Flume will take the face-off. To the point, Foster. D to D, saucing it over a stick to Brose. Brose knocked down. He'll control along the boards, though, and get it further for Flume. Great play by Brose. Here comes Flume. Off the wall to Foster. Penguins need to be careful at these points, too.
Yeah, breakaway city. We talked about it yesterday, right?
And we saw it yesterday as Flume
what a play by
jump
Flume.
up. That looked like Kobe Flume.
Kobe Flume.
Jumping up to keep the puck in. It'll be banked all the way down by Toronto, but they'll win the race to the biscuit and prevent icing.
Danny Foster, what a play.
A centering pass, short-handed. It popped free. Hopefully they don't get that off. Good play by Pearsall to break it up. But now it's behind the net. The junior Canadians, short a man, getting some zone time here, and the Penguins will toss it to the near corner with a little bit of space as Foster. He comes under immediate pressure and reverses to Brose. Brose. Again under pressure. Puck batted about. It'll pop free. The squish tender with a big save. And he's run into again.
This unit again just not able to get possession here, just a struggle.
Here's Brose up And Flume is offside, and the faceoff will come all the way back into the Penguins' end.
Yeah,
Flume was offsides at the other line. And the Penguins will have a D-zone draw with the man advantage.
Yeah, squandered the first 75 seconds. JC had to do the math there. 75 seconds of that power play, but the Penguins now with the faceoff in their own zone. They're going to get one more chance to get the possession in the Canadiens' end.
It'll be Chappie. All the way across for Golnack. This will be...
No.
Oh, no, what?
They're saying he touched
That's
it. Generous call there.
Interesting. Yes, generous is what I would say. As the Penguins try to set things up here, it'll be the Canadiens coming out of the box. A potential odd man rush. As the puck rolls to the corner, Caruso into battle. A centering feed by the junior Canadiens is picked off by the OG and counterattack through center by Halliday. He's in on what'll be an offside play. Just a little delay there at the line. Then Carlson was in over, and the Penguins will have a neutral zone face-off now.
Yeah, definitely the first part of this period, Jeremy, has been controlled by the Canadiens. The Penguins need that bounce. You and I actually spoke off the air before the game. You know, for this game to go really in either team's favor, it's going to be some bounces here or there. The Penguins looking for that bounce, and typically you work for those bounces, so good things happen when you work hard.
And the Canadiens got one on that first goal.
Yeah,
I mean, the Penguins, I thought, were outplaying the Canadiens, you know, and they just were able to get that step. And it wasn't a bounce, it was a play. A kid made a play. Made a really good play, got great body position, put a perfect shot on net, you know, and they got – so that's what the Penguins need. It might not even be a bounce. It might just be somebody making a play, you know, connecting with that great backdoor feed. There's a lot of ways it can go, and the Penguins just need a play. Somebody to make a play. They, you know, even though the Canadiens might have had the better of the play so far in the second, you just need one play,
yeah, exactly.
and it's a one-goal game. As Pelly looking to make that play. Down for Jones. His short side shot comes off the logo. Track will get to it. Lyndon Track having a good game. He and Cameron Pelly have been dynamic out there together in this one. As Pelly will keep one at the point. Coming down the half wall. Pelly down for Jones. Jones behind the net. Power stop in front. Puck swipe through the crease. Comes free to Track. His shot blocked. Penguins with that phenomenal scoring chance there. Just couldn't get one through. And back come the junior Canadiens on what will end up offside.
Boy, Jones with a power move. A power move, Jeremy. He takes that puck, drives to the net. You know, the big body there.
When he threw on those brakes, it just changed the play.
Yeah, it did.
What a great.
It sure did. The Penguins, you know, probably outmatched in terms of size. I think the average size of the Canadiens certainly a little bigger than the Penguins. So,
the Penguins are generally what I would consider a big team. They are.
You're saying they are a big team?
They are a big team, I think. But these boys are bigger. The Penguins also have a couple much smaller kids. You know, so the Penguins can compete with the size matching up big boys. But I don't see a little one at all on this Canadiens team as they look at a 2-on-1 here. Bros able to get a stick to it and just disrupted enough, I believe, and the puck gets sent up over the cage. I don't know if Squish got a stick on that or not. But Bros and Squish Tender combining to keep that puck out there. As Schweitzer's in the offensive zone. Pinned against the boards, it'll be Carlson coming in to support.
But the Penguins got away with an ice there. Now they blow the whistle. I'm not sure what it is.
It'll be a penalty
on the Canadiens.
The Canadian bench.
What are they saying? Too many men?
Too much. I want to say they called it unsportsmanlike conduct. Was this a bench minor, perhaps?
Too much man? Maybe. I didn't see the hand signal. What was it?
He said they may announce it.
Oh, yeah, we may.
I think maybe it's a bench minor. Maybe they were getting on a little too hard about the icing that was potentially missed.
Oh.
And if they've already been given a warning, you know, hey, the refs are going to say, look, enough. You can disagree. You got to do it in certain ways. That's what I believe may have happened. Penguins trying to make this a one-goal game with a power play here. It's Caruso has it go off of his stick and out of the zone. He's had a strong puck possession game today, I feel. It'll be Chappie behind the cage.
It's an unsportsmanlike contact. That's what they're calling.
So, I think it was on the bench. I don't think it was necessarily called on the child, but it may have been. It could have been on 97. He's in the box. Or it might have been on the bench. I don't know. But it was an unsportsmanlike conduct call.
Now, here we are now. The next 50 seconds of this power play. Coach Verbeek opting to leave the Carlson unit on. Probably the unit that's had a lot of the best chances. But they've been on out here for 40 seconds. So we'll see if that comes back to bite them or if they can capitalize. They want to reward their coach.
It'll be Pelly setting it up for Carlson behind the net. Carrying with speed in those crossovers. Playing it back to Pelly. Pelly driving the near side wall as he'll come off the wall with power into the middle. Ian Track will play catch. 2 up high defenders for Toronto. Can the Penguins take advantage? They get it in down low, looking to shovel it in the backside with Track. Pelly will keep it at the line. Oh. What a move. And look at those mitts. And he's hauled down. The Penguins will have a 2-man advantage. Well, potentially. They will get Squish off.
No one goes for the guy. No one goes for the Squish.
Nobody went out for Squish. Squish got to the bench. You can't do that, chant arises from the stands.
Well, you have to think, in these critical moments, Jeremy, does Coach Verbeek, does he consider, an adjusted power play unit, knowing the Penguins have to strike here? Those are just those coaching adjustments. Typically, we see those from Coach Verbeek maybe in the third period, late in the game. But, the Penguins in search for a goal here, and now with the start of their third power play of the game.
So they have a 2-man advantage as the puck is fired up and out of play, and that'll expire penalty number 1. So it'll be another 5-on-4. It looks like it'll be Jones, Bolus, Brenneman with Pelly and Track at the point.
Can we go back to that move by Cameron Pelly? I don't know how he keeps the puck in. Then he dangles to the inside, cuts to the outside, draws the penalty. I mean, an absolutely electric play there from Cameron Pelly. We probably take it for granted at this point.
Yes, we do. As the puck is fired down the ice, it'll be icing. And they forgot to run the clock at all.
Yeah, that's a
so the Penguins power play will get a little longer.
It's a 1-second face-off loss and icing. So.
Yeah, I'm like, why is my clock off? Well, the Penguins will control this time. Track for Brenneman. Brenneman and Jones. The Canadians very aggressive at the point here. Can the Penguins take advantage? We've had a couple scoring chances because of it. It's going to take one of those like tic-tac passing plays. I feel if the Canadians are pressure up high, they work it to that outside and then back into the middle quickly, then free somebody up in that down low 3-on-2. As Pelly defends at the red line, it'll be taken by Brenneman, and he'll drive in onside. He'll pull up similar to Pelly there on the last one. Penguins were changing, and that'll be knocked all the way down. Icing the call. I think Penguins may got lucky there.
Yeah.
The Penguins were changing. Usually if you've got that defender who would have been there getting on the bench, you might not see the icing call.
Right.
Penguins will get one, however, and they'll have 37 more seconds of power play time. This has been a 3-minute stretch, basically. Overlap of about 3 or 4 seconds between the two. Penguins need to capitalize on this. As the puck at the point will be controlled by Foster. An aggressive PK leaves a player in front, and a great tie-up as the puck rolls in on the goaltender.
Wow. Penguins looking to feed that puck in front of Flume. It was Pearsall trying to feather it through the traffic, and the defender of the Canadians, he tied up the play of the stick of Flume. I think Flume able to get a skate on it, but a nice scoring chance there. You want to see more of that here down the stretch of the second period.
You got a good feeling here, George. Got a good feeling. It'll be Foster, Schweitzer, Foster. He looks, he'll fire one. His shot's blocked, and back come the Canadians. It's a 2-on-2. Bros defends, knocks the puck to the wall on the outside. The Canadians will drive it around, putting one in front. Squish will kick it away, and right there, Schweitzer to clear. Power play now over for the Penguins as the puck is behind Flume. On charging is Wu. He'll wind and fire, and Squish will flash the leather.
What a save there from Squish. Jeremy, that was ticketed to the upper right corner. Squish does not go down. He stays high and just ever so casually snatches that puck out of the air. Look at this. I'm watching the replay here. That was disgusting.
It'll be a D-zone face-off. Carlson set to take it on the near dot. Controlled by the Penguins in the corner. As the Canadians try to pull it out off the skate of Carlson. Now it'll come out to center for Halliday. Halliday with speed, able to find the OG. Can he escape free to the outside? He'll get it to the corner where he's kind of hounded from the front and behind there. Tied up by a guy from behind. The puck taken away by the guy in front, but the Penguins are right back on it. In front, bouncing puck on. Halliday's shot goes off the pillow. He had the rebound there and a better save.
Boy, Halliday, he's had a really strong performance in this game. Speed, the strength, some high-quality chances. But real impressed with Jimmy Halliday.
As the Canadians drive in, a backhander in front, poked at by the Canadians, but deflected by Halliday. Now making plays in the defensive zone as well. Galneck's pass to center. Goes off the wall, swipe that strong stick by Halliday to advance the puck.
Another nice play.
Reversal. I think this is Smiles. I think that's the last name. I love it.
Johnny Smiles.
That is a puck deflects off of Carlson right to Brenneman. The Penguins are in the Canadian end. They'll bank it off the boards and carry back out to center. Defending Caruso as it rolls in. And another player into the Penguin goaltender.
That was Wang. He's the goal scorer, I think the first goal scorer there. And you see that size and speed, right? I mean, I think he's looking down at Lucas Jones, which says something. So certainly a dominant player here for the Canadians. Number 77, Wang.
You mentioned Georgie earlier. Wasn't he with a different team? He was with Vaughn last year.
Yeah, Vaughn.
Okay.
Yep.
See a lot of that movement in the GTHL. As the Canadians will pick it up behind the net. Good stick by Pelly to disrupt this. He had a teed up for a backhand pass in front. It'll be track behind the net. Jones chopping at it. Able to get it forward for Bolus. It'll come off the chest of a Canadian, but right free to Pelly. Weaving in.
Here we go.
Oh, he tried to go between the wickets. It'll be Bolus with a turning shot that's blocked. Brenneman will get to it. Now track at the line. He has it taken away, and back come the Canadians through center. Defended by Pelly. Good defensive plays. They poke it just wide of a sprawled out leg pad of the squish tender.
And that was Georgie there dangling. You see him with the puck right now, number 9 for the Canadians. Probably with a little bit of extra motivation in this game as he knows so many of these Penguin players.
Georgie will play it back to his defensive zone, and Jones jumps on it. In front, bouncing puck. Bolus swipes at it. Now Jones, and it'll go off the pillows again. Penguins had a couple chances, just haven't quite elevated the puck.
We need a bounce. That was a bounce.
And the goalie got the big pillow. As it'll be Bros reversing for Pelly. Pelly up for Schweitzer. It's picked. But Pelly right back on it. Off the boards. Schweitzer pokes at it. He loses the twig. The Canadians will pull it around. Bros, the SS Bros just forcing the player wide. Pearsall in support, able to dig it out. It'll go off the wall for Schweitzer. But the period will end, and we head to the third. Penguins trailing 2-0. Canadians get that early goal in the second period on the player coming off the wall, coming into the middle, getting a wrist shot by. Since then, we've seen the Penguins with a couple of chances, a couple of bounces, a couple pucks maybe just not high enough off the ice. The goaltender making some good saves, getting those kickers out there, kicking the puck away.
Yeah.
It's still been a really good back-and-forth hockey game, and it's still anybody's game.
Yeah, I would say if, shots on goal after 2 periods, Jeremy, I would say the Penguins, I'd say the Canadians with 14, the Penguins with 13. So the Canadians pulled ahead. The thing I don't like about that is the Penguins spent 4.5 minutes of that period on the power play.
Yeah.
So I would say that, the Penguins not taking advantage of those man advantage opportunities. And, so many times it's a special teams game where, the team able to capitalize either with a big shorthanded goal or a power play goal tends to come out on top. So the Penguins now unable to break through, but we have one period to go, 15 minutes, and you're hoping to see the best here if you're a Penguins fan, the best from your Pens.
Yeah, we need a hero. We're searching out for a hero in the morning light. Do we have a hero? I think we have a hero. Somebody's going to make a play.
I really like the Enrique Iglesias song, Hero.
Yeah.
You know that song?
No.
Oh,
I was referencing the Shrek song.
Wow.
We need a hero.
Well,
I'm more of a Shrek than an Enrique Iglesias guy.
he's a...
I resemble Shrek more than Enrique Iglesias do. Ogres have onions like layers. What about parfaits? Everybody loves parfait. Like a nice parfait this morning. I didn't have one. Would have liked it. Penguins with some offensive zone time here to start the third. We got 15 minutes on the clock. We've switched sides, and we're going to settle this one on a 200 by 85 sheet of frozen water. As the Penguins look to battle back from a 2-goal deficit. Bros in his own end. Sending it across. It'll be Flume popping it out the center, but the Canadians will counterattack. Foster disrupts and dislodges the puck for his partner Bros, who reverses right back to Danny Bananas. To the outside for Flume. He sends a cross-ice feed that's batted out of the air. A feed to the high slot. Diving Flume couldn't quite clear. Canadians with numbers down low as they try to pull it around in front. Swiped away by the Penguins at the last second. I'm not sure who got a stick on that. It's Smales, not Smiles. As his pass is picked off Halliday with a shot, and it deflects and rolls in, but it's covered up and held.
Well, you see Halliday there again. Jeremy, he probably has half of the Penguins' chances right now.
Yeah.
Just a fantastic game from Jimmy Halliday. And the Penguins trying to put something together here, shift after shift. So far, I'd say the Carlson line, again, led by Halliday, a lot of great chances. And then the Jones unit, I think, has also held their own with some strong plays top to bottom. So trying to get that production throughout the lineup.
Smales always that name reminds me of Judge Smales from Caddyshack. One of my favorite movies, especially his toast when christening his boat. Did you have a similar? Oh, it's a Penguins get a heavy shot from Golnack.
What a kick save by Lee. That puck was ticketed.
Oh, what a play as the Penguins were able to work it in front. Here it is again. Here comes Golnack. In front looking for Halliday.
Nice chip play by Carlson there to bump it past the defender over to Golnack.
The Fighting Planets line buzzing here, trying to get one early. It'll be Smith in his own end for the Canadians. Wang will counterattack. It'll come free for a fake slapper. Trying to pull it around track. Puck in front. Squish gets a stick to it once. And the shot goes wide of the cage. Gathered in by Track. Track twisting with it. And gathered in by the Canadians. Coming around the other side. A wraparound attempt. Stopped by the pad of the Squish tender.
Squish over tight on the post there.
They battle down low. It'll be,
guess who?
Carlson to Halliday, and Halliday to the neutral zone. Penguins will get a change, too. Big change there, I think. Fresh bodies on for the Pens. At least up front. As Squish will stick a puck behind the net. Jones back deep to get it. He'll clear the zone, and the junior Canadians will toss the puck in on an offside play.
Still plenty of time here, right? Still plenty of time. 12:03 to go here in the third period. No need to panic. But again, if you're the Penguins, you want to start seeing those odd man chances that you were getting in the first period. I think the Canadians have probably done a nice job at adjusting to that, as we haven't seen those 2-on-1s that maybe we saw earlier in the game.
As Brenneman will pop it deep. Canadians will counterattack up the near side. A bouncing puck will just hop over Bros' stick to center, but right there's Bolus to gather. It's sticked away from him, the Canadians, as we play a little back and forth neutral zone hockey here. Turning with it, I believe, is Georgie in the neutral zone as Bros will defend. And the puck just continues to bounce about, and we'll get a whistle for what will be a hand pass. So ultimately, all that back and forth there results in a face-off.
Yeah. And by the way, speaking of Georgie, when Braden was on that team with him, I liked when they stood on the bench next to each other. So when you stood behind, you saw Georgie Pearsall, which is the name of the Commodore. So one of his preferred line mates, I think, because of that.
It'll be Foster in the Penguins' end. It's better than my Judge Schmales reference. It's easy to grin when your ship comes in. You have the stock market beat. Sorry. I love that movie. It'll be Flume at the point for the Penguins. In front for Bros. Bros trying to send it across the blue line. Schweitzer will get to it, but the Penguins were unable to clear, so we have another offside play here. It's a little bit of swatting the puck about here. Ice should be better in this third period than most because we had that intermission ice cut in between period 1 and period 2. And you mentioned big goals. The next goal, obviously huge. Either way. And the Penguins have plenty of time to get back in this one. But you want to see a bit of a sense of urgency here, I think.
Yep.
Chappie to the biscuit. Carries around behind. Wedges it up off the wall. Kept in by Lanning at the point. Trying for Zhang. It'll be rejected back out the center, but the Junior Canadians will gather it in there. Sending it all the way across. Lanning with a dump in. It'll come off the wall and off the cage. Lanning again, keeping it at the point. 97 noticeable here for the Canadians on this shift as it'll be Halliday to it. A rolling puck.
What I've started to notice, Jeremy, is the Penguins looking for that stretch pass. This period, last two periods, the Canadians have been picking it off almost every time.
Yeah, and that's one of those counterattacks you would expect for them. It's still having a similar effect of allowing the Penguins, I think, a little bit easier zone exits as here comes a 3-on-1. Feathered across, winding, firing, and there he is! Sweet buttery crumpets, what a save by the squish tender.
Boy, the flip pass over to the left side of the crease, and the squish tender, Jeremy, stays square to the shooter. Boy, he did not look even the least bit rattled there. He goes down into the butterfly and just calmly gloves that laser beam. What a play by Squish.
So we saw the cannoli yesterday come up with a number, and if you go and check out that Holy Cannoli feed, you'll see it, a number of big-time stops in big-time moments. We're talking about the next goal being big. Well, preventing a goal right there, that's a big play for the Penguins.
That's right.
And now can they get some Mo? Here comes Mr. Mo with some Mo. Lucas Jones weaving in, sending a backhander wide to the far side post as the Canadians will loft it up and into the netting.
Yeah, the Penguins now looking for a spark. Does Coach Verbeek look to shake things up, right? I mean, I think the job of any coach is to try to pull those levers where you can. And the Penguins now looking for, as you mentioned earlier, a hero. Not sure who that'll be, but Coach Verbeek certainly will be going in his bag of tricks here late in the third.
As Jones comes off the wall, it's taken away, and back comes another 3-on-2 here. Jones makes it a 3-on-3. Good back pressure there. It does come free to the high slot, and a glove saved by the Squish has it go off of his mitten wide.
Yep, it was going in. Squish got a glove on it.
Here comes Pelly. Pelly trying to weave through. It's knocked away from him and played behind. It'll be Wu in the Junior Canadian end. Under pressure from Pearsall. He'll skate away from it. Getting to the line, and he'll dump it deep. Canadians getting a defensive change. Foster has that outlet up the near side. Good read by Foster. I thought he was going to try to reverse it, but he read the play and saw Flume, and the Penguins are right back in the Canadian end. Pearsall to the corner.
Boy, not the game for number 12 here, Jeremy.
No, I think he's...
Oh, what a blocker save.
Blocker side stop by the Squish tender on that one. As the Penguins counterattack here, a shot from Pearsall is gobbled up by Lee with a great scoring chance. The Penguins, Pearsall trying that near side, and Lee able to get over to it and just kind of cradle it up near that collarbone. Great scoring chance for the Pens.
Now it's going to be the Carlson unit, Carlson, Halliday, and Golnack with Bros and Foster on the back end.
We rimmed around by Foster. Just past Golnack. He'll track it all the way to the near side boards before Bros keeps it at the point. Bros has had a number of those plays today. He's able to pop it to the opposite corner where Halliday is bumped. And the Canadians try the far side this time. The Penguins will say, no, sir. And it's back in front. It's spinning pass by Carlson's defended well. He'll go to the point man, Bros. Great read. Winding, firing. Looking, and there it is! The Penguins get on the board. It's the Brodozer. Is that deflected in front? It might have been.
I'm going to try to look at the replay, but, you heard me earlier, Jeremy. Got to call my shot. I said the point shot of Rosen Foster. Look for it. And you know what? I think it might have been deflected, but not by a Penguin. Golnack was in the neighborhood, but the way he reacted, he went right to Bros.
Oh, he's gone plaid, folks. Rowan Bros.
Oh, boy.
With the goal, and the Penguins have made this a one-goal game.
Can you believe
You
it?
mentioned huge. There's not a bigger goal, especially if the Penguins can come back in this one, than that goal by Rowan Bros.
Oh, if you had Rowan Bros as your first goal scorer, you're a wealthy person. Oh!
That's a near side shot by Allen off the side of the cage on a beautiful dish.
Is that Carlson with the pass?
Oh, they're saying Carlson with the deflection in front, according to the announcer.
Okay.
So we'll say Carlson with the goal. Carlson did have that pass to Halliday there as well for that shot. What a series of moments here for 90. A deflection.
Unbelievable. What action here.
Oof. As the Canadians have it in their own end. Jones on the forecheck, able to disrupt. The Penguins get some life here. This is a different game right now. I love what I'm seeing.
Yep. You see the Canadians
Oh,
now.
but I don't love this. A 2-on-1 potential. As a shot finds the corner. Just that bounce. Popped it free, created a 2-on-1, and beating the squish tender up high. I think that went blocker side.
By the way, Lucas Jones went off the ice there, Jeremy, in discomfort. Clear discomfort, holding his wrist on the bench. Coach Verbeek is talking to him right now.
I couldn't tell if Squish was out at the top of the crease on that one. It looked like he was, but another shot from those danger areas in that high slot.
Yeah,
that one finds a corner. And again, it's a goal scorer's goal. It's the reason why games are, as I said before, aren't 0-0 most of the time. Just a weird bounce the puck took there. We mentioned bounces, but again, we're back to that situation. The game's exactly where it was 2 minutes ago, a 2-goal game.
Yep.
Next goal's big, if not just for, the comeback, but also, like we mentioned, goal differentials and those kind of things. So it's also powerful. Penguins not getting shut out here in this one. So as it comes across, here's Track. Can he get it through? He'll fire it off of Wu. Good body position by the Canadian defenseman who lost this puck up into the netting behind their own cage.
Now the Penguins with 5:59 to go. You're right. Right back where we started a few minutes ago. Needing two goals.
It'll be Pearsall to take the face off of the far side of the offensive zone. It'll be controlled by the junior Canadians, pressured by Schweitzer, kept at the point by Pelly. Pelly has it knocked away. Track will get to it, but he's under pressure, able to play it right to Pelly, who's cool as a cucumber back there. Able to send it across to Flume. Flume pulls it around a defender.
Here we go.
Sends it off the stick of Pearsall. Back to Flume. He tried to go back to Pearsall. Shot rolls off the heel of his stick. It'll be Track at the point as he'll play catch with Flume. Trying to chop it further down low. Penguins had two players working the corner. But the Canadians will get it back out to center. It's Pelly. Putting on a move in his own end. Carrying all the way free. Cameron Pelly weaving through.
Oh!
And he catches iron.
Yes, he does. He beat the goalie there.
As Big Ben Strook won, he beat everybody. He beat 5 Canadians and the goalie. Just didn't get it in the 4x6. He needed it 4x6 feet and 1 inch. And that would have been a goal. As we are at the 5-minute mark and a puck rolls in on Squish. And he takes a whack on the glove. And those are the ones I want to see a referee call.
Look at Danny, though. Danny, that hockey computer, he knows exactly what to do. He gets up into the face of the Canadian forward there and tells him, hey, you don't touch our Squish.
Yeah, those puck covered by the goalie's glove and you get a stick in, that's, as a goalie, Dad, that's a play that's not called enough. and needs to be. You know, they don't have a lot of padding on the back of that hand.
Yep, that's right.
Puck bounces up high, swipe that by Carlson. It'll be Bros at the point. Bros looking along the wall for the OG. The OG works it deep. Rimmed up to the point. Bros can't quite keep it. Danger here is the Canadians. Massa in a potential 2-on-1. The squish tender will get to that shot. Good back check on the opposite side to tie up that second player and take away the shot option, which allowed the squish tender to come out high and square up to that one.
Yeah, nice job staying high on the puck, Jeremy, high on top of that crease.
As Georgie weaves in, the squish tender will flash the mitt and make a save.
Boy, what a series there for Squish. He makes the big save on the 2-on-1, and then another one stretching out into the full split. Squish, not the tallest goalie that we've ever seen, but he used every inch of that height to stretch out and make sure that puck was covered. Great play.
It'll be Foster off the wall up for Brenneman. A bouncing puck will be gathered by Jones, carrying things to the outside. In front, it just comes off a Canadian. They'll try to counterattack here. It's Georgie through center, defended by Chappie. In front for a one-timer, skips wide of the squish tender. The Canadians' first ones to it, but Caruso battles along the wall. Able to force the puck further up the wall, but not out of the zone. Canadians will control. I think that's O'Rourke who has it taken away by Jonesy. Batting it about. It'll come free. Caruso off of a skate of a Toronto player. I said it again. That's number 2. The Montreal count is at 2 as Jones has it in the corner, looking in front, trying for Chappie, backhanded it. A rolling puck up 3. Bolus shoots one. That's blocked. Second attempt blocked away, and Wu will get control. Swipe that by Chappie, but following on come the Canadians. A centering pass cut off by Caruso, but he'll pull it back in front, and the squish tender there to make 1-2. But he couldn't make the third and fourth save.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, the Penguins piled up in front. I got to go back and watch that replay. Piled up in front. I don't think Squish knew where it was. I don't think anybody knew where it was.
It created that like 2-on-1 opportunity. Makes 2 saves. It might have gone off of a Penguin defenseman and in.
Boy, oh boy. Now it's a 4-1 game. The Penguins, the mountain's getting taller that they have to climb here.
It'll be off the stick of a Canadian. Gathered in by Track. Track twists and turns.
See Track looking for that breakout, but again, the Penguins shooting the zone early.
2 Canadians on it, and that's what you can do with a forecheck potentially in this situation.
Right.
The Penguins are pinned in a bit here. Here comes Flume. A nice touch pass to Pearsall with speed. He'll carry through center, and Schweitzer will be offside.
Yeah, good opportunity there, but the play goes offsides, and you can't squander those chances now with 2.5 minutes to go. The Penguins looking for something.
It'll be Pearsall in the neutral zone with a draw. Schweitzer will get to it and carry it free. He'll rim it around behind looking for Flume. Right back to Schweitzer, who carries it in front. Couldn't get the shot off. Canadians will try to counterattack. Off the stick of Lanning, swiped back in by the Penguins and cleared back out by Toronto. Pelly to the outside. Unable to connect with Flume, and in come the Canadians. Another 2-on-1 here.
Nice
the
save
squish
by
tender
Squish.
will send that one in behind. Pelly will get to it. The Canadians do a good job of creating those down low 2-on-1s. Here's one where they're unable to clear. A shot from Ryan up into the blocker, and then the glove of Squish.
A couple times, you know, the strategy of Coach Verbeek, obviously to send that guy, we're looking for a quick strike. But yeah, a few times on that shift, the Penguins trying to get the puck out of the zone to that right side, and the Canadians able to keep it in because that breakout option is not there. So again, it's a risk reward like anything in hockey.
Yeah.
Right? You're looking for that quick strike, but having that guy out in the neutral zone, you know, he's not in the defensive zone. That's how that goes.
Carlson twisting. He'll bank it off the boards. It'll be Toronto with it, and Carlson's pressure frees it up. Halliday now Golnack with a backhander. That bounces in and is chopped clear by Toronto. It'll be an icing.
Jeremy, the Penguins, you have to think here. A team accustomed to winning, right? A team accustomed to victory after victory the last few years. The Penguins now, unless they can pull a rabbit out of a hat, and it's not out of the question. The Penguins now looking at what would be 3 consecutive losses going back to the Midwinter Classic. So the Penguins now looking for a spark, something to turn the tide, as they're not accustomed to being on the wrong side of these games.
Puck shot out of play by the Canadiens. We've seen that a lot from them in their own end, firing pucks up over the glass and resetting and getting a whistle.
Maybe the glass is higher in Toronto.
It is lower glass, I feel like, a little bit.
It is, yeah.
Especially along the sides. You know, it's kind of higher behind, but usually that behind highness comes a little bit further down. But nonetheless, it'll be the Canadiens out to center here, defended by Foster. Pulling it free are the Canadiens to the outside, defended by the stick of Burrows. Back to the point, kept in there, but here comes Halliday with speed through the neutral zone. Weaving it in, splitting the defense and getting all the way in. Just couldn't get the shot off at the last second as his stick was tied up. Jimmy Halliday putting on the moves.
Having himself a game here.
Here comes Carlson. Down the outside, weaving in, looking, winding, shooting one short side that'll rise up over the net.
By the way, on the Penguins' lone goal, it was Halliday in front causing the screen. So he didn't get the goal, but again, a genuine factor on that play.
Carlson knocked down on the play as we are inside of 20 seconds to play here in the third period. Canadians trying to get one more as they storm in, tied up by Foster. Send all the way to the near side wall, turning one on net. The squish tender will put that to the corner. Coming off the wall come the junior Canadians, and that will end this one. It doesn't necessarily get easier, George. Today, 5:15, we'll be at Suburban Ice. We'll do the best we can to bring you the game. I haven't been there. Don't remember. I think it's called Suburban Ice. About 45-minute drive from here. Hopefully they have good Wi-Fi like this beautiful barn. The Penguins will need a win against 1-1 the Quint Red Devils, who are thankfully not ranked number 1 in Ontario.
Number 3.
But they are number 3.
Number 3, yeah. And I saw them play this morning. They came out on the wrong side of the game against Middlesex. I would say that they outplayed Middlesex from my vantage point. But, boy, a couple of tough opponents here await the Penguins.
So we'll bring you that one this afternoon, 5:15, and join us for that here on City TV. You want to do the 3 stars for this one?
Yeah, I'm not going to do the 3 stars, but I think it's worth pointing out, great game there from Squish. Obviously, he was under attack, and he made a number of big saves. I would say the player of the game for the Penguins was number 19, Jimmy Halliday.
I would agree with that.
Just possessed really all over the ice, and it wasn't just his strength. It was his speed. It was his decision-making. Really happy to see him play so well. So hopefully the Penguins in search for an answer here as they're looking to get their first victory of the tournament here this afternoon against the Quince Red Devils.
So join us then here on City TV. Make sure you click that subscribe button.